Hello everybody, and welcome back to Let's Play The Longest Journey. Last time, we found ourselves at the Journeyman Inn, where we did some work to earn some of our clothes money. So we're kind of set to start doing some more adventuring around in Arcadia. Awesome, I know, it's an awesome place to be. And we have a few leads. I want to start by going to the library, because libraries are awesome. Just skip. There we go. And it's all the way over here.
It's a stone dragon gazing down into the center of the dome like it's guarding the entrance. It's a magnificent piece of work.
Well, I thought the whole concept of a dragon was a Stark thing. Here's a statue of one right there. Anything else I can look at?
Some kind of sandstone, very malleable, but also very vulnerable to the elements. These cliffs probably have huge, naturally formed caves and tunnels.
Anyway, I believe we want to go under here.
It's emerald green, teeming with life and carrying the pleasant, salty scent of distant shores.
Okay.
The dragon's mouth is pointing straight down at the middle of the floor.
So I'm
It's
guessing.
a circular hollow about 20 centimeters across and about 5 centimeters deep.
Oh, there's stairs right here. Yeah, these are kind of hard to miss. Let's get down. But let's see. I guess this is the minstrel that the guy was talking about, that Tobias was talking about.
It's one of the sentinel minstrels.
Oh. Oh, goodness me, I didn't hear you come in. By the way, you haven't seen Volume 6 of the complete annotated history of the Northlands, have you? I could have sworn it was here yesterday.
Sorry, no.
I guess someone else must have taken it. I try to tell them to write down what they borrow on the list, but they never listen. Only last week I spent 3 hours searching the entire Enclave for the second scripture of the ballads, the scripture of song, before I realized that Vestrum Tobias was studying it back in the city.
Dang it, Tobias.
Now, such incidents could be avoided if only, and this applies to you too, young lady, people would sign out the books they borrow when they borrow them and sign them back in when they're done. Such a simple procedure. It shouldn't take more than a few seconds to jot down your name and the name of the book you borrow. It makes my job so much easier. Now, which book did you want me to find for you?
Anyways. Yeah, you'd think that a library would not do very good at a shoreside, area, because that would, definitely damage them, but with all the moisture in the air and stuff. But I guess magic and all that.
Are you Minstrom Yaren?
Yes, of course. What a silly question.
How would I know? I don't know you.
I am Minstrom Yeren, keeper of the great library of Marcuria. In fact, this is the greatest library of all the Northlands. Perhaps of the entire world. Although they say the Dark People have a library as big, if not bigger, than this one. But of course, we're not allowed anywhere near there. Have you been there?
The Dark People?
I don't think...
What a silly question. Of course you haven't. You're not of the Dark People, are you? You don't look like any Dark People I've ever seen, so I can't see how you could possibly... Now, where did Volume 6 disappear to?
Tobias said I should talk with you.
Tobias? Vestrum Tobias? I haven't seen him for... Well, he was in last week, but before that it must have been days at least. How is he? Still eating enough for 2 mules? I must tell you of this funny story I heard the other day, of how Vestrum Tobias eats enough for a table full of minstrum. Or was it one Elguan? Although the Elguan don't, as a rule, eat very much at all. Did you know that the Elguan can smell water more than half a day's journey away? Amazing, amazing creatures, perfectly suited for life in the desert. The balance provides, that's for certain. The balance provides.
Okay, this guy kind of goes off on tangents.
Vestrum Tobias recommended that I look at some books.
Books is what we do best here at the Enclave, that is for certain. Which book would you like to see?
Let's check out.
I'm looking for some information, but I'm not sure which book to ask for.
No matter. I know a great deal about most of the books in here. What topic intrigues you?
I need to find out which 4 magical people of Arcadia were given a piece of the stone disc that serves as the key to the Guardian's realm.
The stone disc of the balance, yes? Yes. There could possibly be something on that in... let me check. Just one moment.
Okay, so we wait here. Let me show you how long this cutscene is.
I did find something of interest. I'll leave it here for you to read.
Alright, let's check the book out. Chapter 16 in the 8th scripture, the scripture of breaking. Regarding the disc of the balance and the events that came about when the disc was broken. The scriptures tell us that the disc was kept at the Enclave for many thousands of years, safely guarded from any threat by the respect held by every man and woman for the authority of the fathers. But with dissent came disobedience, and disobedience brought immorality, and immorality begat theft. Tyrant soldiers aided by sentinel traitors attempted to make away with the disc, but were thwarted by the Wight of the Kin herself, intervening, although forbidden to do so on behalf of the fathers. The disc was brought safely back to the Enclave, but the threat would linger in the minds of the Minstrum and the Vestrum. So it became that the disc was melted in the forge of the dragon's mouth, shaped into the elements of 4 magical people, and given to these respective people for safekeeping, until such time when it is decreed that the disc should once more be whole. Sorry, I made a mistake and accidentally put this book away before I was done, so yeah, there's gonna be a weird cut here, and then, yeah, anyway. 1 stone to the gentle giants that sing in the dark, and shade they between their toes, 1 stone to the watchers of the woods, the ones who are outside, 1 stone to the 2 that make one of air and of sea, and 1 stone to the keepers of the dark flame, the eternally dark, the mariners. When the time comes for the disc to be whole again, 1 person will make a journey to the 4 who hold the pieces, and the pieces will be given willingly, because there will be no doubt to the righteousness of this person.
Are you done? Let me take that back for you.
Cutscene. You're not putting that in the same spot.
Oh.
So this was melted
Goodness.
down.
It's you again. Oh, you gave me such a fright.
Could I see some more books?
Oh, certainly. What a silly question.
I'm looking for some info.
No.
Okay.
I'd like to learn more about dragons, about the Dragakin.
Oh, yes, yes. We have some wonderful books on that topic. Stay here.
Skip, 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 skip. Yeah, see how long that takes? Skip. Alright. And... Secrets of the Drakekin by Minstrom Eliak. Forward. The Drakekin are known by many names throughout the Twin Worlds. In All Tongue, they are often referred to as Drakekin. In some varieties of Low Tongue, Draken. Draken? No. In the Southlands, the word Dragig refers specifically to the winged lizard shape traditionally associated with the kin. In Urhad, the eternal spirits of kin are simply called Drak, regardless of the current shape. Stark martial cultures refer to the kin as dragon, Drag, Drak, Dragon, although this usually refers to only the winged lizard-like shape and not the spirit inhabiting this shape. In fact, while in Arcady, the kin responded and revered as eternal spirits with great significance in the balance in the owl. In Stark, the kin are mostly creatures of mythology and fairy tales. However, in some Stark legends and scriptures, notably the Christian Bible, the name dragon is associated with the forces of evil, and thus the religious connotations do seem to have carried over in some distorted form. Who or what are the Drakekin? Why not ask? Who is the creator? What is the all? Questions thus asked will remain in perpetuity unanswered. They are in truth unanswerable. To condense all knowledge of the creator into one answer is futile, as is any attempt to define the all without describing every single element that makes up the all. So also with the Drakekin, we cannot answer who is the kin, or what is the kin. We can provide some answers to simple questions, the questions that deal with what we see and hear and feel, and what have been told by the kin themselves. Answers that together may give us only the faintest hint of the whole truth, then at least some indication of who or what the Drakekin are. Born of the emptiness between the stars, reads the 11th scripture of the balance in the scripture of time. Shaped in unison with the all, part of the all, yet outside the all. Drakekin, note ancient high tongue variation of Drakekin. So are some variations and interpretations of the Drakekin from culture to culture. The kin have always been shrouded in mystery and from mystery rises legend and myth. The kin seem content to be seen as nothing but tall tales and figments of a bard's brittle imagination.
Are you done?
Could I see?
Oh, sir.
Yeah, I messed up with that first book, so I'm gonna have to make some weird cuts around, but I hope I can work it out. See, is there anything
I'm
else?
No. I know how it is. I forget things all the time. I even forgot my own name once. Couldn't remember it for a whole week, and then someone called for me, and I couldn't find him. Strangest thing.
Alright.
I'm looking for a story called The Silver Spear of Gorimon.
Yes, a fanciful tale if I ever saw one, but a charming one. Did you know that I'm often paid visit by adventurers wishing to read everything available on the spear, so that they too can set out on their foolish quests?
Yeah, don't you just hate those adventurers?
Yeah.
Well, they pay for my bread, milk, and butter with their contributions to the coffers, so I shouldn't be too critical of them. But they care not about the books. They care only about what the books can give them.
I care. About the books, really.
I can tell. So, the Silver Spear of Gorimon, then?
Yes, please. Skip, 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 skip.
I did find
Alright. The Silver Spear of Gorimon. In the glory days of Bakshiva before the drought, when Gorimon was the greatest city in the known world, and the Parrot of Baksheva decided to forge the most powerful weapon in the world to challenge the mighty white dragon. The Parrot had grown greedy and bored, his treasure hold filled with the riches of the world. He desired nothing except the one thing he could never have, the unborn daughter of the white dragon, the fairest, purest, most beautiful creature in the universe. He had asked the white dragon for her daughter's hand in marriage, but she had refused, scolding him for his insolence and warning him to keep his distance from immortals. And so that Perix sought advice of the mighty sorcerer and dark cruel Eos to learn how to kill one of the Drake King. The sorcerer told the Perix of the white silver of Mount Tyranny, and the strongest substance in Arcadia, and how it could be forged by magic to kill even one of the kin. The Perix ordered his army to go north across the ocean and to bring enough white silver to shape a weapon. When the men returned with the rare metal, the Perix ordered the finest blacksmith in Baksheva to his castle, where Eos the sorcerer cast a spell to create an unholy forge. 10 days and 10 nights it took before the exhausted blacksmith could present a tall spear to his emperor. But before the spear could be used to kill one of the kin, it had to be bathed in blood. Beheading the poor blacksmith and the soldiers who had retrieved the white silver from Mount Tyranny, the Perix's private bath was filled with their blood. As he dropped the silver spear into the red bath, watched over by Eos, a terrible scream erupted and steam rose up in a red, foul-smelling cloud. When the steam lifted, the blood was all gone and the spear was glowing in a deep red color. With the terrible weapon now ready to be wielded, the Perix issued a challenge to the White Dragon, to either surrender her daughter to him for marriage, or to suffer a painful death at his hand. Enraged, the White Dragon refused him yet again, and flew to meet the Perix. His sorcerer and his 1,000-strong army in the Greenfield, outside his Goreman of the magical silver spear. She knew nothing, and the Perix kept it wrapped in cloth by his side. "Bring your forces round, Perix," warned the White Dragon. "If you do not, I will lay waste to them all." "I wish my men no harm," replied the Perix, "for this is between the two of us." He then rode forward alone and dismounted his horse, but stayed within reach of the spear. The White Dragon landed before him, and she said, "You are brave to face me like this when you know you cannot harm me." Then the Perix raised his head as if to greet her, but was instead assigned to the sorcerer, the terrible Eos, who cast a mighty spell to hold the White Dragon while the Perix drew his silver spear. The White Dragon fought bravely, and she was close to escaping the sorcerer's magic. But the Perix was quick, and he thrust the magic spear into her chest. She screamed in pain and anger, and the sorcerer's spell could no longer hold her. Rising on her beautiful wings, blood pouring onto the land below, she cursed Baksheva, her Perix, and her people for all time. Wherever the White Dragon's blood fell, the land turned arid and grass became sand. The Perix sent his army to follow the White Dragon, to bring back her egg, but the drought grew, and within days, the once proud empire of Baksheva was turning into a desert. Then followed a fierce storm that tore across the land for 100 days and nights. When the dust settled, there was nothing left of Baksheva but 2 coastal cities and a few scattered oases. Shouldn't the plural of oasis be oases? I think so. It is said that the buried ruins of lost capital, wrapped in the arms of the Perix who dared test the immortal, rest the silver spear of Gorimon. Interesting story.
Let me...
So this is going to be a lot of reading in this episode, but this is important information. This almost feels like Oblivion or Skyrim with all these books. Anyway, skip.
Could I see
Let's see, how about History of Marcuria?
a book on the history of Marcuria would be interesting.
Ah, an extensive subject, to be sure. I will do my best.
Yeah, skip. Alright. Travels in the Northlands by Jermaine the Discoverer, the first part. In my many years as a traveling poet and bard, I have journeyed far and wide across the fair realm of Arcady. I have seen sights most people have not dreamed. I have stood on the magnificent and terrible southern capes in the midst of winter, when the storms are at their fiercest, while waves as tall as the towers of Altaban washed over my frozen body. I have witnessed the monstrous beasts that lurk in those dark and deadly waters. The south swallow brave galleons whole. Creatures the size of mountains that will, with a flick of a tail, can touch the depths of the sea and the stars themselves. I have crossed the great ocean from north to south and from east to west, and the course been stranded on desert islands, with no sustenance for what I could gather from the sparse vegetation. About what I could gather from the sparse vegetation for months at a time. I've ridden the giant iguana across Shangriel. There we go. Okay, Shangagriel. The wasteland from Altavan to Monterva, and further south where the Turuk, the oasis, and are few and far between. I have seen the shifting dunes above the ruins of Goromon, precious jewel of the Bakshiva Empire, concealed for centuries by the coarse and treacherous sand. And I have journeyed far west, carried on goodwill and destiny by shadow ships, to the strange and unknown cliffs of the world unseen by most, a world of the unfamiliar tongue and customs, a world of great wonder at mysticism. I have seen all this and more, but the fairest sights still I have seen in the lands of the north, from Ireed to the border mountains, from Tyrant to the Bay of Fire. No sight can ever compare to dawn at Mount Tyranny, looking out at the plains of Nedra, where wild stallions run free in the thousands, and to look on the city of Coruscant, the Pearl of Fire, while the boiling sun sets in the ocean beyond, the slow waves reflecting dark yellow and red as they lap slowly upon the sandy shores. Oh, jeez. I'm not yawning because this is boring. This is actually very interesting. It's an experience truly treasured and ne'er forgotten. The lands are blessed by the Creator, shaped by men, yet wild and free and fertile, home to the greatest cities, the most precious sights, and the most cultured, civilized people in Arcady. Of all the fires I have rested my weary legs by, of all the taverns where I have learned the legends of the tale spinners and memorized the song of bards, of all the lands where I have wandered from city to village, it is in the Northlands I return time and time again to learn evermore. Join me now, for I will evoke in you the very emotions I first experienced when visiting the sights and treasures of the Northern lands. Join me, and I will surely bring you there, to the exotic midst of this blessed land, and you will pine for its rugged coast and green woods and hardy people, and, like me, will never rest until you can return to yonder shores. Marcuria. O Marcuria, thou unkempt diamond of capitals, thou art by truth the fairest. The council may seek for knowledge, kept within is centuries sought and gathered, by men wiser than the ages brought hither, by word of mouth. Marcuria, change thou not the course of war. Between thy people, diplomat, wise man, magician, all this and more, thou hast without equal the mark of merit and virtue. Written by Jermaine Earthwind, the poet. Young's capital of Ireed, unified country Marcuria, lies on the hardy southern coast of the Northlands, halfway between Tywin and Coruscant. It is a port of call for merchants, traders, adventurers, and pilgrims from all four continents, a place of commerce and diplomacy for millions of humans and of other species. Ireed is a strong and proud land perched between the plains of Nedra to the north and the land of Tyrant to the west, the great sea to the south and the forests of the Northlands to the east, inhabited by humans, Dulmer, Tyrant, Mole People, and Veneer. Ireed was formed after Marcuria emerged as a major center for diplomacy and trade, and became the banner under which the surrounding lands united as one. Ireed is a democracy currently led by the Chief Council of the Ireed Flag. Lord Igvan Dellin is the High Council composed of the ministers who govern by representation, resides in the Markurian Hall of Assembly, flanked by the palace and the barracks. The Ireedis are traditionalists, and their form of government has barely changed through the last few millennia. In High Tongue, Ireed means unification or assembly. Markuria is one of the largest cities of Arcadia, the capital of Ireed and a center for trade, diplomacy, and cultural diversity. Populated by a large variety of races from humans to Vanar, Markuria has grown from its origins as the birthplace of humanity to a city of all Arcadians and the hub of the civilized world. Founded 20,000 years ago at the shore of the then unconquerable ocean, it is the first known permanent settlement of the emerging human race. Initially left to its own devices by more developed races, Markuria grew large, fat, and wealthy. With newfound confidence, it passed through a period of expansion which gained its reputation as a merciless aggressor, which soon brought violent attention from the Tyrant in the west and the Dolmari in the north. After years of war, Markuria was decimated and subsequently rebuilt with sufficient reinforcements to weather attacks from both sea and land. Peaceful times followed. Whereupon Markuria settled into the role it has in today's Arcadia. Although all surrounding areas fall under its jurisdiction, there is sufficient self-governing and few central taxes to appease all but the most disgruntled. The huge areas of farmland around the city benefit from the well-kept roads, markets, and busy export to other lands. Nearby villages benefit the military might of Markuria, protecting them against roving barbarians and tyrant armies. Markuria also provides the people with the Northlands with one of the best and busiest ports in Arcadia, allowing travel to distant destinations around the world.
Are you done? Let me...
Man, this is a lot of reading. Anyway, this has gone on a bit too long. We'll finish this up next time on Let's Play The Longest Journey. Thank you for watching, and have a good day.